ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरतुसे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा. So we welcome everyone in today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the manual of life. So before we proceed ahead, I would like to request some of you may kindly recall what we discussed yesterday. Yes, you can raise your hand and unmute yourself and tell us what we discussed yesterday. Yes.
Hare Krishna, President, Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Whatever attractive things are in the body, it's because of presence of soul. And
Yes.
the
Okay,
person
very nice.
is
One point,
attract-
only 1 point. Yes. So we discussed it yesterday that whatever attractive is there in somebody, whether physical form, his intelligence, his activities, his personality, so that attractiveness is because of the presence of soul. What is the proof that it's because of soul, not because of body? Yes, who can tell? It's very simple. Yes. Yes, Asta Mataji.
So after that same person doesn't seem to be attractive.
Yeah, very nice. Good. It's very simple. No? So that whatever attractiveness is there, that is because of presence of the soul. Because as soon as the soul leaves the body becomes completely disgusting, no more attractive. And we saw the example of one beauty queen. Suppose Miss Universe is there, so she is very attractive. But as soon as she leaves the dead body of a Miss Universe, who will get attracted to the dead body of Miss Universe? Nobody. Everyone will become fearful. Nobody will come close to the body, isn't it? So that proves if the body was attractive, then the body is still lying there. So why we don't get attracted? That means the attractive feature is not the body but the soul present within the body. So you can just imagine if the soul, which is covered with this material body, covered with this subtle body, mind intelligence, which is contaminated. The mind intelligence is contaminated, and this gross body is also contaminated. So the soul covered with these two kinds of contaminated bodies, still it has such a wonderful effect that it makes us attractive. It becomes it makes the body attractive. So how much the soul proper, the pure soul, must be attractive? You can simply imagine about this. And this soul is just a small part and parcel of the supreme soul. Just like the sun is there, and there's one single sun ray has a very spiritual, that a fiery quality. The one single sun ray also has this light quality of light and heat, but it's very small amount. But the entire complete sun can give so much light and heat. Similarly, this is small spiritual spark known as soul, which is present within the body and covered with this material body. It makes the material body so much attractive. So the soul, so we can imagine how much soul is attractive. And the soul is just a small, single, fragmental part of the Supreme Soul. So how much the Supreme Soul must be attractive? And who is that? The Supreme Lord Krishna. That is why Krishna is all attractive, most attractive. And the name Krishna also means Sarva Akarshati iti Krishna. That is the meaning of Krishna. Sarva Akarshati iti Krishna. So Krishna attracts everyone. But you may say, I don't get attracted towards Krishna because you don't know who Krishna is. You haven't experienced who Krishna is. I mean, just like somebody who has not experienced, who has not tasted sugarcane juice. So how he will get attracted? He doesn't know the taste. Similarly, the person who has not even tasted even a single drop of nectar from Lord Krishna, so only he cannot get attracted to Krishna. Otherwise, those who get even a small fraction of some kind of association with Krishna, then they also become attracted to Krishna. So when Krishna was present in this material world, in Vrindavan, so everyone was attracted to Krishna. Not only human beings, even animals, cows, calves, and all kinds of animals, these poisonous animals also, deer, lion, and the snakes, everyone was attracted to Krishna. Not only living beings, even non-living entities were also attracted to Krishna. Rivers, stones, and hills, all these things were attracted to Krishna. When Krishna used to play his flute, then all the moving entities would stop moving, and all the non-moving entities will start moving. Moving entities were his friends, and so many animals in the forest, deers, peacocks, all these animals. So as soon as Krishna used to play his flute, all these moving animals and birds, beasts, and his friends, they used to stop everything, and they simply used to concentrate, focus on Krishna's flute sound vibration. It was producing so much nectar. And those living in those entities which were non-moving, like stones and trees, so they started moving. How stones used to move? A stone started melting simply by hearing the sound vibration of Krishna's flute. Hmm. Yeah, we cannot understand it right now, but I just mentioned about it. This is the potential of the spiritual substance. So Krishna is completely spiritual, spirit whole. Krishna is known as a spirit whole, and we are known as minute spiritual spark. So this we discussed last time. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to share something from yesterday's discussion? Yes. So we will move ahead. So we were discussing about there are two kinds of vision. We discussed till now. We discussed.
Last time we took the example of car and body in the receipt.
Last class, car and body. So we discussed till here. We are soul, the real driver of the bodily car. So based on this analysis, there are two kinds of vision in this world: material viewpoint and spiritual viewpoint. So those who are materially infected, those who think that we are these material bodies, so they have material viewpoint, and they think we are bodies made up of matter. We are no more than a chemical bundle, and everything is finished at the time of death. This is their understanding. And because of this, because of having this material viewpoint, they keep suffering in this material. But those who understand the existence of soul, so they develop the real viewpoint, which is a spiritual viewpoint, and they understand we are not the material body of flesh and bones. We are spirit soul encased in the material body, and we do not die when material body stops to function. This is the vision of a spiritualist, or a person who is having a real vision, a spiritual vision. There's another example. Just as a bird is trapped in the cage, the soul is trapped in the body made up of five elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Suppose this lady, this old lady, she has a bird and a golden cage. So every day she is polishing the cage very nicely. Every day she is polishing the cage with gold polishing she is doing, cleaning everything, giving hours and hours for the cage. But she is forgetting to feed the bird within the cage. So what will happen? After a few days, the bird will die. So what is the use? The purpose of keeping the cage, the purpose of polishing or maintaining the cage is to give protection to the bird. But the bird will die if the bird is not fed. Similarly, we are also not this body. This body is like cage. And if we give all of our time, our entire life is simply invested only to take care of the bodily demands, then it's like the same thing. that we are taking care of the body, but we are forgetting to feed the soul. And in this way, the soul dies. Soul dies means a person, the function of the soul is to experience bliss. So if one does not feed the soul properly and only cares for the maintenance of the body, that means he is not going to experience this characteristics of the soul, that which is bliss. So not knowing real identity as the soul, the people spend all their life in polishing the cage, pampering the body without feeding the soul. Yes. Can you say how? What is the meaning of this? That whole life we spend all everything, whatever we have, time, money, energy, simply for polishing the cage. Uh, and that is compared to pampering the body without feeding the soul. Because whatever we do every day, if you analyze whatever we do 24 hours, so we are only doing it for body. When we go to sleep, we are sleeping for body. Is there any connection with the soul? No, soul doesn't require sleep. When we eat food, we are only doing it for body. Soul doesn't require food. And when we are going to office, we are going out to office for body. When we are studying, we are getting big degrees. We take MTech, PhD, BA, MA, MBA, all this. This is also for body. So what we are doing for soul? So 24/7 is all spent in taking care of the demands of the body. And that is why the soul is not fed and we feel dissatisfied. Just like the bird in the cage is not fed, only the cage is being polished by that lady. So the bird is becoming weaker and weaker, and ultimately the bird dies. Similarly, when we don't take care for the soul, only take care for the body, the soul becomes more and more entangled in this material world and loses its spiritual potential. So this is what we concluded in this first section. Am I matter or am I spirit? Now the second, which is very important, so please listen carefully, because this will explain you the scientific proofs for the existence of spirit soul. So if you attentively hear this, you will understand that yes, there is a spirit soul. The fact, this is a fact. So we will be discussing about this scientific proof for the existence of spirit soul in four aspects. First is using our own common sense. Common sense we have to discuss because it is becoming uncommon now. So common sense, through common sense logic, day to day common sense, we can understand that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. Then second aspect is through consciousness. We will analyze different symptoms of consciousness and come to this conclusion that this consciousness is not generated from body. This consciousness is the symptom of soul. And the third and fourth are practical experiences. Third is near death experience, NDE, and out of body experience, OBE studies. There are various cases, thousands of cases are there, recorded cases are there regarding NDE, near death experience, and out of body experiences. So we will discuss. So this NDE and OBE also proves that we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. And finally, fourth one is also research done by a great scientist, your or our ideals. We believe in them. We don't get so much faith in Krishna's words as of now. So we will also discuss reincarnation researches done by great professors. Actually, the greatest professor is Lord Krishna. Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. But we are unable to accept that Krishna is greatest professor. So let us take help from our material professors also. They also prove the same thing, that we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. Okay. So first one is common sense logic. So please listen it very carefully. So when a person dies, what we say? We say he has passed away. Who has passed away? The person is lying down. If we think that we are this body, so why do we say that the person has passed away? Oh, my father has passed away. बोलते हैं ना ऐसे, पिताजी गुजर गए. कहाँ गुजर गए? शरीर तो पड़ा हुआ. That means you are accepting that the body which is lying down in front of you is not your father. Your father was someone else within the body who has passed, who has left the body. And we also say that my father left the body or my relative left the body. शरीर छूट गया. ऐसा we say like this. So this is one common sense in day-to-day life. Even a person who is so much in bodily consciousness, he completely thinks that I am this body. So when he says like this, the person has passed. And another aspect of this logic is we always say that my body. We never say I body. We say my body is tired. मेरा शरीर आज थक गया है. We don't say I body is tired. My head, my hand, my leg, my eyes, nose, ears, everything my. But who is my? Who is that I? Just like my mobile, my kartal, my bead bag, my earphone, and so many different things. That means I'm different from my mobile. That is why I say my mobile. So similarly, my body means I'm different from this body. So who am I? This is the question we should ask. So it's common sense logic. So who has passed away? Actually, the soul has passed away. Otherwise, everything is the same. Oh, the second aspect is consciousness. So consciousness, what is the meaning of consciousness? How consciousness is, the presence of consciousness can be experienced by this process of thinking, feeling, and willing. Because we are able to think, we are able to feel, and we are able to experience, and we are able to will to do something. So this proves that we have consciousness. But another material object, which may be similar to that of our body, but it does not experiences, it cannot think, it cannot will. That is why there is no consciousness. Just like here, one example is there. This camera is there. So camera also sees red light, but still there is no consciousness. It is dead matter. There is no experience. But a person who was there present, so he has experience. He has happy old memories. Happy old memories. He always remembers. But camera is not going to remember that, oh, 30 years back, I had so nice old memories with two couples, girlfriend, boyfriend. So nicely they were roaming around. The camera will not have this experience because the camera doesn't have the consciousness, but we have consciousness, so we remember. So although this body appears like a camera only, eyes are like camera, but still there is difference. So through the consciousness, we can understand that we are different from just this bunch of chemicals. The main point is consciousness is a symptom of soul, not the body. Consciousness, you understand? Consciousness means thinking, feeling, willing. You are able to experience something. That means that you have consciousness. And this consciousness is not produced from body, chemicals. Because through chemical combinations, you can make a similar kind of body, like robots also you can make. But robots, they don't have consciousness, thinking, feeling, willing. Recently, in last few decades, they have made this Sophia, Sophia, humanoid. नहीं सुना कभी? Humanoid. Sophia is a girl, female humanoid from America. So she came to India also, and she was giving lecture. Humanoid, not a human being, robot female. She gave lecture, and she can respond. She give response also. If you ask questions, she can respond it back. But when it was asked, what is love? She said, we are machines. we don't have any experience of love and hatredness. Flatly she agreed. That was also coded. And when it was asked, do you die? So she said, technically we don't die because we are machine. We don't die like human beings. So that itself proves that human beings die. That means there is soul present within the body. When the soul leaves the body, human beings die. But robots don't die technically, and they don't experience love, hatredness, all these things. And they may have this intelligence also, and mind also. Humanoid robots, they have intelligence, mind, and bodily function, senses. Everything is there, but there is no function of thinking, feeling, willing. This is only present in human body, or means living bodies, which is having soul. So next, third aspect is near death experience and out of body experience. So near death experience means sometimes there are several cases in America. 11% to 14% of the average American population who are mentally and physically healthy have had OBE, out of body experience. A medical journal of current problems in pediatrics. So in America, healthy persons, they have this experience, out of body experience. Out of body experience means the soul comes out of the body and he is able to see his own body. Some cases are reported that the operation is going on and the body is made completely unconscious. There is no consciousness at all, and doctors, they are doing surgery, but the soul from within the body comes out of the body and sees everything, experiences everything, that doctors are doing all their surgery cases. So such cases are reported, which proves that although the body is lying down, there is no consciousness in the body, but still something came out of the body and experienced everything, and that is soul. Soul taking along with him mind and intelligence experiences this OBE, out of body experience. And similar near death experience is also a similar case. So there are enough researches in NDE with Dr. Michael Sabon, cardiologist and professor, Emory University Medical School. So they have this, so many cases. Research on eternal soul, 30 years of research, Surgeon Dr. Bigelow, and so many books are there. You can search in Google. You simply write reincarnation, or you write out of body experience, you write near death experience, you will get so many research cases, which definitely proves that there is soul within the body. So many books have been written related to this. So he's a professor of psychiatry, University of Virginia, Dr. Ian Stevenson Carlson, professor of psychiatry. So he has investigated over 3,000 cases of spontaneous reincarnation memories. You can refer it in Google, Wikipedia also. You type in Wikipedia, Ian Stevenson, you will get all the cases, everything. So he has done 3,000 cases, research, spontaneous reincarnation memories. Means pure in these 3,000 cases, these persons, they have recalled their past memories, previous lives. The two cases we have added in this PPT. So he has written many books regarding this. So in reincarnation, proof of reincarnation is phobias. So phobias are related to the mode of death of the person whose life is being remembered. So sometimes we find somebody has this phobia of water because in his previous life he died in water. That's why he gets this phobia, water phobia. Similarly, phobia of bladed weapons, phobia of firearms, and so on. Another proof of reincarnation is twins. Twins, they take birth from the same egg. Same egg becomes two, and then these twins are born. The bodily features and everything is same. They look like same, but still they have different kinds of mentalities. What is the reason? Because two different souls are there within the body, and two different souls have different karmas, different activities in previous life. That is why they act differently. So this is another proof. So this is one example of a Russian soldier. He took birth again.
What caught my attention was James's experimentation with airplanes.
And every night he slept with his G.I. Joe action figures, which he named.
I took him to the Kavanaugh Flight Museum.
Here's home video. While the other kids casually look at the plane, 2-year-old James seems to inspect it. Watch as he checks the underbelly, then climbs inside, donning the headset.
I said, "Oh, look, there's a bomb on the bottom." He said, "That's not a bomb, that's a drop tank."
Bouncing about in the cockpit, James was flying high. That night, their world would change forever.
He started having the nightmares, and that was my first indication that there was something wrong. It was a panic-stricken, terrorized screaming.
Over and over again, James had the same terrible nightmare, 4 to 5 times a week. He was too young to explain the dream, but he could draw.
Bombing ships, you see men parachuting. Here's another one where planes are dropping bombs.
Help me.
He would just be crying, and he'd say, "Airplane crash on fire, little man can't get out." He laid on his back and kicked up at the ceiling, and he goes, "Mama, the little man's going like this." And he laid on his back and kicked his feet up. The little man's going, "Ooh, ooh, 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 ooh," can't get out. And I said, "Well, who's the little man, baby?" And he goes, "Me." I thought Bruce and I were just going to faint.
They questioned, what kind of plane?
Corsair.
"Why did your airplane crash?
My plane was shot down.
Who shot your plane?"
He looked at me like I was a village idiot. He said,
"The Japanese." I kept thinking, where is he getting this? I was a stay-at-home mom, so I know that there wasn't anything that he was being exposed to.
Not exposed to in this life, but perhaps, just maybe, somebody else was. Decades earlier, James Houston grew up with the same insatiable fascination with airplanes. He became a naval fighter pilot and fought in World War II. March 3rd, 1945, during a mission near Iwo Jima, he took a direct hit. At age 21, was declared missing and presumed dead.
"Where did he take off?" "From a boat."
"Do you remember the name of your boat?" He said, "Natoma."
Found several thousand hits on the word Natoma.
The USS Natoma Bay launched into battle, headed for Iwo Jima in the fight for Lady Gulf.
It's the biggest naval battle in the history of the world.
Leo Pyatt served on the ship. From his home in Ohio, he organizes the Natoma Bay reunions. That's how Bruce found him.
I wanted to disprove it.
He asked a few questions about, did I know some of the people? "Oh, yeah, I remember those people." And so he got very quiet.
It was all real. The people and places James described actually existed. And remember those G.I. Joe dolls that James named? Turns out 3 men
Went down.
When I was little, knowing my name and my...
So this is one case. Like this, there are Ian Stevenson has done research on 3,000 cases. So in this case, this boy, 2-year-old boy, he was a fighter pilot, and at the age of 21, his plane got crashed and he died. But when he took birth again, he was remembering everything. He could name his ship. He could name few of his friends, and everything was found that it was really existing. So this is one proof. Another one is from India. A case study by Dr. Ian Stevenson, Shukla Gupta, not Shukla. Shukla Gupta remembering her past life. So when she was just a little more than 5 years old, so in her previous birth, she told her parents that she belonged to such and such village, and she told the name of her husband. She told the name of her father-in-law, mother-in-law, and all other relatives. And she even showed the way how to go to her village. And when they went to the village, she showed the way to her home also. And everything was found correct. So this is another proof of reincarnation. As Shukla recognized her previous lifetime house, mother-in-law, for brother-in-law, husband, daughter, everything. So there are few memories, a few cases like this who remembered their past life. So this is another proof of reincarnation. So these 4 aspects we discussed today, which proves that We are not this body, we are a spirit soul. So today we'll stop here. We have only 2 minutes. So we can take one question if somebody has. Yes. Is there any question? You can ask in chat box. There are so many questions, I think, but we'll only take questions who will raise hand. Rakesh, who?
Prabhuji, it is good to be a robot, so we don't have the feeling of hatred and loving. So in that we can just say that, you need to be very logical in terms of bhakti. Because then they'll accept. So what is your opinion on that aspect?
Even if you think it is good, but still it's not possible for us because we are not robot, we are a spirit soul. So we are going to be like this. So better we try to improve the situation. At present, because of this conscious bodily consciousness, this thinking, feeling, willing, and making relationship, friendship, and exchanges of love gives us trouble and suffering. But if we direct it towards the right person, that is Krishna, then we'll experience through this consciousness, thinking, feeling, willing, and exchange of love, we'll experience bliss, which robots cannot. So it's good that we are not robots, we are a spirit soul. So we can have these loving exchanges with the Supreme Lord. Okay, Hare Krishna. So time is about to finish. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much for kindly attending this session. So I'll request, please keep coming and gradually we'll proceed towards Bhagavad Gita. So next 8 to 10 sessions, we'll be discussing about these fundamentals of spiritual life. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram.